Hi, this is Lleooneiro, and this is my head under blanket, and this is part 2 of teaching Kabbalah. So, the diagram in Western Mystery Tradition is the 10 spheres of the Sephirot. Sephirot are wheels of light. Now, the way it breaks down is it's a blueprint, a map, a structure of this reality that we're living in. You know, why aren't we born with instructions? People say. Why wasn't I taught this in school? People say. Well, this is the missing link. Okay? The tree of life breaks down to 4 different worlds, each of them containing 13 dimensions. Now, there's an asterisk about 13, and people are going to break down there and say, well, why? It's either one way or the other. Just slow down. We'll get there. Okay? So, 4 worlds, and the numbers aren't important. Don't think about it, oh, it's the 4 or it's the 13. That's not important. That we'll get to that later too, but it's not important how many are. The number isn't the magic answer. Okay? It's just the way it is. Okay? And human beings, as far as I know, didn't create this. This is a system created by something or someone else, the source, the universe, the way math unfolds naturally. You know, it's the best answers anyone has, as far as I know, and I've searched everywhere. I have searched as far as, like I said, Bnei Baruch, who they claim to be the inheritors of the Zohar and Tanya, and this information, which was supposedly kept away from non-Jews until 1995. And if you look at the timeline, what's been going on, everything and the changes that have happened in society, especially around that time, you'll see the difference. And the amp up and all the satanic and nonsense and the control in the media in the world has been a counteraction by the cults wanting to keep power due to the fact that this information is no longer under wraps and it's being disseminated. Okay. So, 4 worlds, you could count 5 if you want to count the whole, right? And that would be Adam, Kadmon, Harishon, okay? The 4 worlds and the 13 dimensions. Now, let's start with the world that we're in now. We are in the kingdom. They call it Malkuth, right? Mal as in malicious or malpractice, right? That is not the best place to be. That the light is fallen here is what they're getting at, right? There's obviously a problem. I'm pretty sure everyone could agree that there's something not exactly right about this place. That it could be better, that there's things we have to work on, that it's a learning experience or something, that there's something imperfect about it. No matter how perfect, we say, well, it could be the creation and it is perfect and we're not getting it right. Well, there's just something overall that just isn't perfect about this place, whether it's us or anything else, right? And that goes back to the fall of light. The fall of light is a story about Tiamat, which is the planet that was between Mars and Jupiter and is now the asteroid belt. The best information I have found on there, and feel free to debunk it or contribute or start a conversation, whatever, is that it was destroyed due to the pyramids being turned up to 11, so to speak, put on blast, which are monuments to ego and channeling and trying to control invocation from above, evocation from above, involution and evolution, right? Trying to control how things take place here, from the as above, so below, as within, so without, which is the key to most of this, and it can't be debunked. You know, let's focus on that. The more you do, the better off you be. As above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul. So, the wars went on, whatever, fall of Atlantis, the pyramids got turned up, they knocked a star, a planet out of the sky, because a lot of times in classic tradition, those call the planets, including the sun and the moon, just the spheres, the planets, the orbs in the solar system, solar arc system, okay? And when that happened, that set things out of alignment, that created the planet Pluto, right? Which you'll say, oh, well, NASA said that Pluto isn't, NASA means to deceive in Hebrew, okay? Pluto exists, whether you like it or not. You want to classify it, okay, it doesn't matter, because it goes to how many planets are there, why are there, and there should be how many, because it's all about some symmetry and geometry and math and how the system works. And their ratios of how the planets are apart are all in order. It's not disorder. It's the same as music. You can look it up, right? This is a system of order that is very specific here. It all works together in harmony, all right? But there are a couple of things that are out of whack, like the light fell, but even when it fell and knocked things out of whack, it fell into an ordered state, right? Because a disorder will like fall into an order. Like if you break something, it'll fall, but now that's the new order, right? So Pluto, if you look it up, is not a planet like the other planets. It's a vortex that orbits the sun at a 17-degree incline at 248 years, which 8 times 248 is 1984. Look that up, right? That's an octave, right? Same with music, things change as they do that 8 times. Everything does, if you pay attention to it. So it's a vortex that orbits the outside rim of the solar system that has a planet named Pluto orbiting the vortex, right? That has its own moons orbiting it, right? And that planet named Pluto is the same. It's a Roman side, and the Greek side, Greek and Roman is all interchangeable. The Greek side is Hades. Hades is also known as hell, right? So the hell is the farthest away from the center of the solar system, the center of the solar system, the sun, the source of light, the light of truth, right? 1 John 1:5. I tell you this, that God is light, and within him there is no darkness at all, right? So we'll stop there, and we'll do part 3.